her own political crisis over the Brexit. Joining me now to discuss, John Burnett, New York GOP strategic advisor, also One Empire Group founder and CEO. Gina Loudon is back with us as well. John, this is an interesting time, I think, for President Trump to go there, because you've got the people of England who I think there's a robbery in broad daylight to strip them of what they demanded, and that was a firm and solid exit from this relationship with the rest of Europe with respect to Brussels calling a shot. Theresa May, who, by the way, was for Remain. To me, I don't know about a soft Brexit. I really think that the will of the people is being usurped, and I think it's a shame.
Absolutely. She has her own challenges with promises made, promises kept, right? So, when Donald Trump sits down with her, what he'll try to do is show some sympathy in terms of, her challenges with steering the ship in the right course. However, what he'll also say that, listen, while I understand, I also need an ally, no pun intended, with respect to making sure that the NATO nations actually contribute the amount that they need to, but also it'll pivot to trade.
Right.
They have to solve that and work that out,
right,
which will actually just complicate the matters for her, but I think they can find a delicate balance, so to speak.
But on that note, though, Gina, Brexit was sold in part to the British people. Hey, we're going to have brand new trade relationships, particularly with economies that are growing, like America's economy, like China's economy. We won't be held back by having to do business with economies that are plodding along with unnecessary regulations and high tax burdens.
Yeah. Remember, Charles, when this happened, if we all go back to that day in our mind, we were so excited because we thought this meant that great change and reform could really happen in the United States. And now we see that that great change and reform is indeed happening in the United States. While you can only imagine how the people in UK feel, they're having to watch their will be usurped exactly as you called it, Charles. And I just hung up with Nigel Farage's people, and they are spitting mad about this. Theresa May better wake up, because you're absolutely right. She is losing. She's lost parliament members. She's lost, of course, major officials in the country. And some people even in her own cabinet. So she better wake up. Yeah,
and she's filled a lot of those spots with folks who, again, they were for Remain. They did not want the British to exit this relationship. They say that they've had a change of heart, but we'll see what happens. But I think it's a tell, too, real quick, John, about the establishment on both sides of the Atlantic pushing back. We saw it in Italy earlier this year when they tried to deny the winners of that election some key jobs. We're seeing it in different areas, but we've also seen where Merkel had to change her approach to immigration because, again, people are pushing back.
But again, this movement is not just in the U.S., it's not just in the U.K., it's global. You're seeing a huge groundswell in terms of the grassroots operation, really not settling for status quo and really trying to push the power elites to actually move in their best interest.
Gina, I do have to ask you, we got less than a minute, about this balloon. I think it's offensive and it's childish, and I don't know that London represents all of the UK. It's a little different, but what do you make of this balloon they're going to fly out there?
Well, now that they've made a baby balloon of Mayor Khan, my question is he going to approve that balloon as well? Because I think consistency is consistency, right? And I think they called his bluff on this one. Not only that, if these leftists care so much about whoever the downtrodden are that they imagine in their minds, then why are they spending all this money? It's an estimated $40,000 just to do this balloon. Yeah. So why are they spending all this money on that instead of some charity?
Not the way you welcome any world leader, no matter how you feel about them. Thank you both very, very much.
Rude.
And of course, thank you at home as usual.